A lot of questions have been asked about the employment situation of Vester Flanagan, also known as Bryce Williams. So I wanted to put it together in a statement, and we will distribute copies of the statement. I want to thank the WDBJ 7 team for coming out and joining us for this because we're all in this together. I'm going to read the statement, be glad to take questions about anything regarding what happened yesterday. Vester Flanagan was employed by WDBJ 7 as a reporter between March 2012 and February 2013. He applied for the position using the air name of Bryce Williams. As part of WDBJ 7's standard policy and protocol for background checks, we received only positive references. Flanagan's job performance and his interaction with his co-workers led his manager to place Flanagan on a succession of performance improvement plans. Only slight improvement was noted each time. Flanagan was placed on a final warning in December 2012 for failure to check his facts in a news story and generally for poor news judgment. In January 2013, he accused one of the news photographers here of making trouble for him by questioning a decision to go on private property in pursuit of a story. At that point, in a meeting with a manager and HR, he raised some concerns with HR of perceived unfairness, and those accusations or concerns were immediately investigated and found to be without merit. Shortly after that, he confronted an anchor in the hallway, an anchor who was assigned by a producer to review one of his stories, and he was not happy about that. At that point, management made the determination that it was the appropriate time to separate him from the company. On February 1st of 2013, two news managers and the HR manager notified Flanagan of the decision to terminate his employment. He reacted angrily, telling them that they would have to call the police because he was going to make a stink and it was going to be in the headlines. The HR rep then called 911. Employees had been notified to give Flanagan space to clean out his desk. Once at his desk, Flanagan attempted to reach the corporate CEO without success. At that point, the police arrived and escorted him from the building. On the way out, he handed a wooden cross to the news director, who was at that time Dan Dennison, and he said, "You'll need this." He also made a derogatory comment to Adam Ward, the news photographer whom we lost yesterday, as he left. The only contact between WDBJ 7 and Flanagan after that were routine calls to HR about termination benefits. Shortly thereafter, Flanagan filed a complaint of harassment and discrimination with the Equal Opportunity Employment Commission. WDBJ 7 responded that his claims of mistreatment were unfounded, and the EEOC denied the claim based on all of the evidence that we provided. He later filed a civil action in local court in Roanoke. That action was dismissed. In 2.5 years since the termination, WDBJ 7 employees reported seeing Flanagan in public places, and there were no confrontations. He was never seen following employees, and he did not attempt to enter the offices of WDBJ 7. All claims of mistreatment were investigated by senior management, by our HR representative, Monica Taylor, who is here with Kelly and me today, and with our legal counsel, Victor Cardwell, of the firm of Woods Rogers. All of these investigations determined that no reasonable person would have taken any of the cited instances as discrimination or harassment. I wanted to summarize this in one page for you to make sure that you had this, the timeline and everything we think was pertinent to his employment. That all ended 2.5 years ago, and we are still at a loss to figure out what happened to him in those 2.5 years. But most of our time we are spending focused on the results of his actions yesterday, the loss of Adam and Allison, and our bond with the community, which has been so strong for the last 30 hours or so, with everyone from the community that we can imagine coming and and shaking our hands and reaching out to us, and us reaching back through our media, through WDBJ 7 and our web and mobile outlets, to make sure that we continue to serve the public, as is our mission. That's what I have for you at the moment, but I'd be glad to take questions, and Kelly would as well, and I'll bring in Victor if it's too complicated for me.
Jeff, there's a report in The Guardian that Flanagan was warned that he needed to get mental help, or he would be fired. That he was given that warning.
Mike, was it? We know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made it mandatory that he seek help from our employee assistance program. Many companies have them. They provide, counseling and other services, and we made it mandatory that he do that.
Did he get that help?
On at least one occasion, right?
He complied.
He complied with what we asked him to do.